maybe a couple seconds to pull this off. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, Embo. Yes.
Hey, you! You're not supposed to be in here.
Oh, man.
Hey, buddy! Where you going? Who are you? Who are you?
Let's get out of here.
Get over here!
What?
Hey, you! Who are you? Hey, get over here!
Oh, man. We got no time. We gotta go.
Yes, master.
Hello everyone, Embo. It's time to get into some Embo action. We're going to go ahead and discuss Embo's kit, and we're going to take a look at him in action and just kind of go over his general viability and where he might, be best fit in this game. He's got a ton of interesting abilities. He's got a really interesting kit. We're going to his basic attack here, which is Dismantling Shot. And that's dispel all buffs and deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack actually does some pretty decent damage, and obviously being able to dispel buffs like taunts and things like that, especially this day and age with all these Jedis, can be a very interesting basic, a very beneficial basic attack. So, obviously if you have counters or anything like that, he's going to be dispelling with that basic attack, so that's always beneficial there. He does have an attack here called Kyuzo War Helmet. That's his first special, and it's deal physical damage to target enemy. This attack deals bonus damage equal to 35% of Embo's max protection. Then Embo loses 50% protection. So I know what you're thinking, okay? He loses 50% protection. Why would I ever do this? Well, we'll get to that later. There's actually another ability that he has in this kit where he regains his protection, but this attack does, extra damage, so the sacrifice for doing this attack is that you do sacrifice some of your protection, but it does, help out throughout the course of the match to be able to do a little bit more damage with your special attack, and even though you're sacrificing a bit of your protection, you can make it back later on. So let's move on to his leader ability, which is the Quiet Assassin. And that is all bounty hunters gain 50% counter chance and 50% health steal. When a bounty hunter ally scores a critical hit during their turn, they gain offense up for 1 turn. When Embo is in the leader slot and not the ally slot, the following contract is active. Damage any enemy without buffs 15 times. Only bounty hunter allies can contribute to this contract. The reward is all bounty hunter allies gain plus 50% offense. When a bounty hunter ally uses a basic ability, they deal bonus damage equal to 7% of the target's max protection. Now, this is going to be kind of tough to do, especially against teams like the Jedi that have tons of buffs. This is going to be more beneficial against, I guess, Sith teams, things like that. But again, it's nonetheless an interesting ability. We'll have to see how it works in the meta, especially in raids and things like that. Now, moving on to his first unique ability, which is Way of the Kyuzo. Or maybe I'm mispronouncing that. I don't know. Maybe it's Kyuzo. Embo can't be critically hit. Embo has plus 30% offense when he has protection, and plus 30% critical chance when he has no protection. When Embo receives damage from an enemy's attack, he has no protection. If he has no protection, he gains foresight for 2 turns. So basically, if Embo doesn't have any more of his protection, he's going to gain foresight. With protection, he does have additional offense, and then obviously his crit chance gets increased as well if he doesn't have protection when he's attacking. So at all phases of his health, he has different bonuses. So that's why you're gaining and losing protection much with him. And then also later on, you'll see that there's an ability that he has with his payout that allows him to regain his protection, which is this. Whenever Embo receives rewards from a contract, he also gains the following payout. Contracts are granted. Okay, so Embo takes a bonus turn after scoring a critical hit, Embo can't take consecutive bonus turns. Embo gains a new special ability, Elusive Strikes. So Elusive Strikes is where he gains his protection back, and that's to deal physical damage and recover protection equal to the damage dealt. This attack ignores protection. So much like Sith Assassin, Sith Trooper, some of these characters in the game that can ignore protection and go straight to the health pool, this ability can do that, and basically allows them to recover protection based upon the damage dealt. So, if he has, offense up, or any other bonuses, maybe if you use him as like a 5th in like a Jedi team, and he has Master's training, so he has increased offense as well, he can do more damage and regain more protection back. And obviously he's got a pretty interesting kit. So even though he has tons of synergies with the bounty hunters, he could definitely be used outside of a bounty hunter squad as well. I've done some testing with him as, like, let's say a 5th in a Sith squad, and we're going to take a look at that as well here in a few moments. But overall, I've modded him with offense sets and potency. He doesn't really stick any debuffs, but I gave him the potency sets because they were the best available speed set or speed secondaries that I had. The offense sets were really what I was going for because I wanted to give him as much offense as possible, for him to gain back that protection and also to do damage. He's an attacker, so overall, I wanted him to be able to hit as hard as possible. But he definitely has a really cool character model. I've always been a fan of Embo in the Clone Wars. I've been waiting for him to come into the game for a long time. He's been supposed to come into the game for a long time. He's been kind of one of those characters that's been kind of in flux forever, and now he's finally here. So, alright, so let's take him into Arena here, and we're going to test out this Bounty Hunter squad with Embo and just kind of see how the mechanics work a little bit. So, looks like the way we're going to start this off is with a taunt here for Bosk. Now I'm going to dispel Kylo's taunt, and we're going to start to work on First Order Officer here. Try to get that contract. So again, they're all buffed right now, so nobody has a contract, but let's dispel Kylo. He's got the contract now. And now we're going to use Embo's special attack here, Kyuzo War Helmet. This is going to lose. He's going to lose 50% protection doing this attack. Let's see how much damage it does. Actually, no. We're going to use his basic First Order Stormtroopers taunting. So we'll dispel that taunt. His basic attack, and now the contract is on First Order Stormtrooper. Let me go ahead and AoE ability block here. Okay, I'm going to throw thermal detonators. Okay, and we're going to continue to work on Kylo Ren unmasked. Okay, now we're going to use his special attack, Kyuzo War Helmet, and see how much damage it does. 27k, not bad. Okay, now we're going to work on First Order Executioner here with all of his buffs. We have the contract now, so Boba Fett's payout, he's going to gain 100% turn meter for the rest of the battle, plus 50%. And for the rest of the battle, gains plus 50 speed, and additional defense penetration, and 200% of his defense penetration. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's try to take out First Order Executioner here. Not quite, but he did a nice amount of damage. Okay, we're going to work on First Order Executioner, just keep trying to take him out of the battle. We can get a nice attack here. So this is going to be the ability where Embo actually gets to gain his protection back based upon damage dealt. So we'll do this on First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. It's called Elusive Strikes. Let's go ahead and see how much damage this does. 18k, and now he's back to full protection. Okay, and We're going to go ahead and dispel that ability there with his basic attack. And just continue to work on him. Let's try to take out First Order Executioner here. Not quite. Okay, but that basically does it. We're going to go ahead and taunt here. Again, keep working on First Order Stormtrooper. And again, I'm going to use his special here. Kayuzu War Helmet. See how much damage we do with this. That was 18k with a non-crit. Okay, that's Boba taking out First Order Stormtrooper. And now we're going to use Greedo, who gets a triple attack there to take out First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter. So, an interesting set of abilities. Again, you know, he's got a really interesting kit. You know, it kind of synergizes well with the bounty hunters. I don't know how meta they're going to be in arena against, let's say, Sith squads, but they're definitely going to be viable, you know, in TW against teams like this, and also, you know, possibly in you know, raids and other scenarios in the game as well. So, okay, so let's go ahead and see how he fares against a really high-level Raid Jedi training team here as a 5th in a Sith squad. So we're going to go ahead and run him with a Darth Traya lead, Darth Nihilus, Darth Scion. We're going to use Sith Trooper. And then we're going to use Embo as the 5th. Let's see how he fares in addition to a Traya squad as like a 5th member or an extra member on the squad. As you can see, they get the nice start there, but now we're going to go ahead and dispel all of this stuff here with Scion. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, again, we're gonna use his basic attack here to dispel Amlin Haldo, and what you want to do is get rid of BB-8 as soon as possible, or at least isolate BB-8 so that he doesn't stick any secret intel. Now we're gonna go ahead and increase everybody's cooldowns and reduce Nihilus's cooldown for Annihilate at the same time, while also continuing to work on Rey's Scavenger, because she just does a ton of damage. Now I'm going to continue to work here on BB-8. I'm going to use his Kayuzu Warrior helmet attack, and let's see how much damage this does. 12k. Let's see if Darth Traya can take him out. Okay, so that takes out BB-8. Now we want to keep working on R2-D2. Okay. She's taunting again. Okay, now we're going to dispel that taunt again with Embo. And obviously, because he has below 100% health now, he's gaining foresight. Let's continue to work on her. And now do an area of effect attack, which gives him protection up. And taunt again. And now we're going to gain hatred here with Darth Scion. We're going to dispel that smoke screen. And again, dispel Haldo. Now, I'd like to take out Rey Scavenger if possible. Bang, and we do. And we're going to go ahead and continue to work on Haldo and kind of get rid of her if possible. Okay. Really need to work on Raid Jedi training at some point too. But again, let's work on Haldo here with Embo.
Yes, master.